We are about 1 week through the NFL free agency period. I know there could be a lot more that happens, and I know that the Minnesota Vikings could do some things. But I think it also needs to be said that mainly this time of year, you're done usually making moves. Now, the Vikings could sign a couple guys and do a couple of other things, but make no mistake. Mistake. Whatever, you're not mistaking a snake. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll get back on track here. Whatever happens from this point on, it doesn't matter because at the end of the day, the Vikings need to do work. They've got work to do in the 2022 NFL Draft, and I think that goes in all phases, whether it's your first-round pick all the way down to the 7th, because, going and banking on Kirk Cousins for another year, I was for it because what other options are there at this time? And they were able to get him, what was he, like a $15, $16 million cap hit? So, they've done some good things bringing in guys like Jordan Hicks, also bringing a guy, Harrison Phillips from the Bills. I like that signing a lot too. So they've done some things that I can kind of get behind. They've also restructured Adam Thielen. Danielle Hunter's going to be around. They are going to pay his roster bonus. He is going to have a large cap hit, but come on. When Danielle Hunter is fully healthy, he is one of the most dynamic and one of the best edge rushers and defensive ends in the NFL. No cap, no debate. I don't think that's even debatable. But I do think that, with the Vikings having a starting quarterback in place in Kirk Cousins, having a defense in place that, honestly, you've got some pieces. Harrison Smith, Eric Kendricks. We saw a lot of good things out of guys like Cameron Bynum last year, who I think can take over for Xavier Woods. Like we said, Danielle Hunter, DJ Wanham had 8 sacks last year. I think that could be a very underrated pass rushing duo, So, also Harrison Phillips in the middle, Dalvin Tomlinson. I love it. There's a lot of good pieces on this defense. So what that tells me is this team is expected to go to the playoffs this next year. You talk about Kirk Cousins, probably going to be with the Vikings for at least the next couple of seasons. Dalvin Cook still under contract. That offensive line, I honestly think if you just put Wyatt Davis in, we don't know what he is right guard right now. Like, we have no idea. He's the jack-in-the-box guard right now. He could be our franchise right guard. That's an all-pro. That's Pro Bowler, all-pro, future Hall of Famer. But we have no idea. We have absolutely no idea because Mike Zimmer and company did not play this man, which is a crime. But I think moving forward, the Vikings are in a position where, yes, they've got some other things they need to figure out, but the draft is paramount right now because we knew they weren't going to be big spenders in free agency. We knew they weren't going to go out and sign a guy like J.C. Jackson. They weren't going to sign Brandon Scherf. But we did know that there was some creative things that they could do, and I think Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell have done some great things. Like we said, we mentioned the 2 signings before. I think they're bringing in guys that will fit their scheme. Jordan Hicks and Eric Kendricks right next to each other. That looks kind of good. Like, I actually really, really like that. So I think moving forward, the Vikings are in a position where they need to make sure, that the draft pans out. There cannot be any mistakes in this draft. I think realistically, you need to come away with 2, maybe 3 starters in this draft. As starting with offensive line, I obviously think you need to get your starting center. Again, I don't know if they're planning on signing another guy. I don't know what's going on or what could go on. But I think moving forward, this draft is paramount. I would like to see them trade for maybe a couple of other players, and we'll do a video about a couple of players we think they should trade for. But particularly along the offensive line, maybe a corner or 2. Maybe re-sign Patrick Peterson. Maybe. We'll see. But overall, they've got major needs at corner and guard right now, or at least center, I should say, because I think Wyatt Davis should start, but it is what it is at this point. So heading into the draft, the Vikings, it's very clear for the Vikings. It's all or nothing moving forward now, and that doesn't mean they need to have 3 first-round draft picks, but I do think that they definitely need to make sure that they are, obviously they're going to do their homework, but they need to hit. That's the pointers. They need to hit on at least the vast majority of their draft picks that all find a way to contribute and get onto the football field for the Vikings moving forward, because this team is too talented. It's got too many pieces. I think you just add a couple more puzzle pieces to this thing, and it's looking pretty good. And I think Kwesi Adofo-Mensah and Kevin O'Connell are the people for the job. But let us know what you guys think. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are all truthfully awesome. We love every single one of you. In the description down below, you find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also, remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the Minnesota Vikings having work to do in the 2022 NFL Draft.